Extreme Ownership Book Summary. The core concept. Hello to all next-gen leaders, and welcome back to our channel, Drive and Leadership Lane. I'm glad you've joined me on the road today. We're about to put the pedal down on one of the most transformative manuals in modern leadership, Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win, by former SEAL officers Jocko, Willink, and Leif Babin. This book is a leadership philosophy forged under fire literally during their command of SEAL Team 3, Task Unit Bruiser, in the intense battle of Ramadi. The central, unyielding concept is extreme ownership. The leader is 100% responsible for everything that impacts their mission, their team, and their results. If the equipment fails, the leader owns it. If the team is confused, the leader owns it. There are no exceptions, no outside factors, and no one else to blame. We'll break this philosophy into 7 powerful laws, each designed to transform a leader's mindset and a team's performance. Law 1. No bad teams, only bad leaders. This is the famous foundation of the entire book. Willink and Babin share a story from SEAL training about 2 boat crews. Crew 1 consistently dominated, winning every race, while Crew 2 was a perpetual failure, slow, messy, and constantly complaining. When instructors forced the crew leaders to switch places, the results immediately flipped. Crew 1 started losing under the new commander, and the previously chaotic Crew 2 started winning under the proven leader. The lesson is undeniable. The performance of a team is a direct reflection of its leader. If your project is constantly delayed, if your sales are dropping, or if morale is low, the extreme ownership leader stops blaming individuals and looks in a mirror. Their job is to train, equip, and communicate clearly, and any deficiency in those areas is a failure of leadership. Always remember, the team isn't broken, the process and support are. If your engine is sputtering, the leader is responsible for the maintenance schedule and the quality of the fuel. Law 2. Believe in the mission. A leader cannot fake conviction. If you, the leader, do not genuinely believe in the purpose and value of the mission, your team will sense it, and their performance will suffer. When the SEALs received confusing or complicated orders from up the chain, Willink's job wasn't to blindly obey. It was to seek clarification and debate the points until he fully understood and believed in the strategic purpose. This allowed him to then communicate the why, not just the what, to his team with unwavering conviction. A team that knows why they're doing something is far more dedicated, resilient, and proactive than one that is merely following orders. Real-world example. The authors note that sometimes, even when a plan seems strategically flawed, the leader must understand its purpose in the bigger picture. You may not like taking the detour, the order, but if you understand it's necessary to avoid a massive roadblock ahead, the strategic goal, you can execute the detour willingly and explain its necessity to your team. Keep this in mind. Belief is seeing that distant landmark even when the immediate road is dark. A leader must ensure the team is always focused on that ultimate purpose. Law 3. Check your ego. Ego is the enemy of extreme ownership. It's what drives leaders to defend their poor decisions, ignore good advice from subordinates, and, worst of all, blame others to protect their image. The book emphasizes that setting aside one's ego is the hardest part of the job, but it is necessary for learning. When a mistake is made, the successful leader does not get defensive. They practice humility, accept the mistake, and immediately ask the non-emotional question, what are the lessons learned? This attitude instantly creates a culture of learning rather than fear, encouraging team members to report problems honestly instead of hiding them. Real-world example. Willink describes the intense self-criticism required after major battlefield setbacks. Instead of allowing pride to prevent honest debriefings, he and his team ruthlessly analyzed every detail, treating every error as a lesson. This objective view, free of ego, is what allowed them to improve quickly. Never forget, the ego wants to stay on the wrong path to save face. The extreme ownership leader corrects the course immediately. Humility is the speed of course correction. Law 4. Keep it simple, KISS. Complexity is a trap. In the chaos of combat, if the plan is overly long or intricate, it will fail. A key role of the leader is to take the complex strategic goals from the higher command and translate them into simple, clear, and concise tactical plans that the lowest member of the team can understand. The plan should be easily repeatable and require minimal questions. The less confusion there is, the faster and more effectively the team can move. Real-world example. The SEALs found that their most complex plans often dissolved into chaos under fire. They learned that a simple, clear plan, we go to X, secure Y, and exit Z, was always more effective than a detailed script trying to account for every possibility. They prioritized clarity over comprehensive detail. The law is simple. If your team is confused, your plan is too complex. The leader is the simplicity engineer, turning complex routes into clear, single-step directions. Law 5. Prioritize and execute. When the situation goes sideways, the leader is bombarded by multiple, urgent, and interconnected problems. The instinctive reaction is often panic or an attempt to multitask a recipe for disaster. The principle of prioritize and execute demands the leader impose calm and mental clarity. First, detach. Second, identify the single, most important problem that must be solved now. Third, clearly communicate the plan for that one problem. Fourth, execute. Only when that priority is dealt with do you move on to the next one. This process is how a leader manages the chaos of unexpected failure. Real-world example. In the middle of an ambush, the leader must not try to return fire, call for support, and assess casualties all at once. They must prioritize. 1. Secure cover for the team. 2. Assess the immediate threat. 3. Call for support, and so on. One task at a time. It's critical to note that in the storm, the first priority is slow, controlled movement. The leader identifies the most critical task, avoiding a collision, and focuses on that one task alone, bringing calm to the panic. Law 6. Decentralized command. This law is the engine of a high-performing team. Extreme ownership is not micromanagement. It is about empowerment. The leader must trust and enable their junior leaders to make decisions. The leader focuses on the overarching strategic mission, while delegating the tactical execution down the chain. This works because the leader has already ensured their team believes in the mission, Law 2, and understands the simple plan, Law 4. Subordinate leaders must be allowed to use their own judgment to adapt to changing conditions, as long as they stay within the established left and right limits of the mission parameters. Real-world example. Instead of telling a sales team member to follow a script, the leader explains the overall sales goal, the mission, and the ethical boundaries, the limits. The team member is then trusted to adapt their pitch in real time to the specific client sitting in front of them. The bedrock principle is a leader doesn't drive the car from the back seat. They set the destination, provide the resources, and trust the driver, the subordinate, to execute the moment-to-moment decisions of steering, accelerating, and braking. Law 7. Discipline equals freedom. The final law acts as the summary of the philosophy. It sounds like a paradox, but discipline equals freedom means that having strict standards and processes actually grants the team more freedom and faster execution. A team disciplined in maintenance, planning, communication, and training is free from the chaos that results from cutting corners. The rigorous discipline of extreme ownership, always taking the blame, always seeking solutions, always clarifying, frees the leader and the team from confusion, slow reaction times, and chronic failure. Real-world example. The daily discipline of making a detailed plan and executing it, as the SEALs do, is what frees them from the need to panic and improvise when unexpected events occur. Their disciplined preparation gives them the freedom to react effectively. Make it your mandate to that the discipline is the engine maintenance, the tire pressure check, the route planning. When you have that discipline, you are free to drive fast and smoothly without worrying about breakdown. Closing remarks. Extreme ownership is truly a philosophy of empowerment, rooted in total accountability. It gives the leader the power to change the results by changing only one variable, themselves. If you're ready to stop making excuses and start building a high-performing, resilient team, these 7 laws are your blueprint. Thank you for driving with me today. Please like, share, and subscribe to Drive and Leadership Lane. And tell me in the comments, which of these 7 laws will you implement first? Until next time, drive safely and always lead with extreme ownership.